Okay, my name is Bobby Vaught. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you so choose. In the description below, I'll put a link to lesson 1 of a series that I've done. Everything you need to know to understand investing. Up to 18 lessons now if you're interested. And you can put a link to lesson 1 in the description. And then each lesson has a link to the next one. So lesson 1 has a link to lesson 2, which has a link to lesson 3, and so on and so forth. Make them all real easy to find. More coming at some point when I get around to it. Real heavy focus on the stock market, although covered a lot of other territory as well. Okay, so this presentation is not about that, however. This presentation is designed to explain the Middle East in just a few minutes. I'll probably do this in, I hope, 30 minutes, or maybe less. The essentials of understanding everything about the Middle East, the last 3,400 years approximately, wrapped up real tight, okay, in a few minutes. All right. So, and we're gonna go through this and explain it in such a way that anyone, even people on the political left, can understand. Okay, so nobody gets left out. Okay, so I'm gonna turn the camera around here, and here's basically the Middle East. Egypt. It's ambiguous whether you want to call that part of the Middle East or not. It's Northeast Africa, but generally when people talk about the Middle East, we consider it part of the Middle East because of its proximity to this area, all this area in here, and its geopolitical significance over the years. So I'm going to back up to about 1400 BC, give or take, and you have this country, Egypt, and these black people were living up in here in this area, mostly along the Nile, and they decided they'd been through about 430 years of slavery, okay, give or take. Historians don't really know exactly how long, but we believe it's about 430 years. Okay, so they get fed up and they decide they're going to go over here to this country in here, basically in here what we now think of as Israel. Okay, so you have all the black people in there, and then the white people are all here. So explaining this in a way that everybody can understand, including people on the political left. So there's white people over here and all through in this area over here. So the black people in here in Israel, currently about 10 million now. The population wasn't, that at one time, obviously. So they basically just got attacked by everybody. They got attacked by the Babylonians and the Syrians, the Roman Empire up there came down and attacked them, and who else? And then and then later also the Persians over here, the Byzantines, who was or sometimes called the Eastern Roman Empire. Okay, after the Roman Empire split up, so the Byzantines attacked the black people in here, and then of course the Ottomans, which as you know came out of here, and they attacked in this area, that area that came out of Arabia, the Ottoman Empire. So roughly about 1517. So basically, you had all these people, the black people. They just got scattered throughout the world. I mean, they went everywhere because they kept getting attacked, although there was never a time in all that history where there weren't at least some black people living in the area in Israel, but they basically just got scattered everywhere. They went up into Europe and various places after the people started migrating to the Americas. Even went over there to the Americas over there on that side of the Atlantic Ocean that way. They got scattered all over the world. Okay, so they're up here in Europe, basically up in this area. Of course, the map doesn't go up into the area that I'm trying to get to, but up in there, they got about 6 million black people got slaughtered up there in Europe, and in the 1930s and so forth. So one of that Holocaust thing. So they decided they were fed up with being scattered all over the world, and they decided to go back into this area called Israel, or many of them did, started migrating back into this area. Actually, the migration started well before World War II, but in the 1930s. But In any event, so 1948, they have their own country here called Israel. And these other people, the white people here, everywhere in this whole area, they decide they don't like that. They don't like the idea of the black people having guns, because the black people wanted weapons to defend themselves. And the white people all in this area said, nope, we can't have that. We don't like the idea of black people having guns. You know, kind of like over there in the Americas, the Jim Crow laws, where they, the white people didn't want black people to have guns. Now, that's kind of like what's happening here. But even worse than that, however, I mean, so all these, the black people move in, they decided they want to return to their homeland. Kind of like that, just so people on the left can understand, kind of like that Billie Eilish thing, no one is illegal on stolen land. So they start going back into this area, and where were we here? Oh yeah, so all the white people all in here, they don't like that. So they go to war trying to kill off all the black people here in this area. So obviously there's a much bigger population in all of these areas. In fact, the principal players, at least a couple of wars, outright military attacks, trying to wipe all the black people off the map from the white people. The principal players were this one, Egypt, that one, Jordan, Syria, also Iraq, but basically a whole bunch of other countries got in on it, including this one down here, but in smaller roles like, logistical support, air support, that kind of thing. Even some countries over here, over in that area, Libya, Tunisia, Algeria, and Morocco, they all got in on it at some level, offering various levels of support, trying to wipe all the black people off the map. Okay, here in this area in Israel. So they just had outright wars there. Oh, also sponsored terrorist organizations, the Muslim Brotherhood that came out of here, out of Egypt, and their offshoot, the PLO. The Wahhabis that came out of here and their offshoot, Al Qaeda. And we'll get to Iran here in a minute. That's just a real interesting one. Okay, so it also had all these terrorist organizations that didn't like the idea of black people having moved back into the neighborhood. So just think of these terrorist organizations that I just mentioned. It's kind of like, for people on the left, think of them like, people wearing white hoods. Basically the same thing. Okay, so they want to wipe the black people off the map. All right. So, and tried to do that on more than one occasion. Well, advance up to 1979. So the black people here, since 1979, they've had a cold peace with many of these countries, and such as this one here, for example, Egypt. A cold peace since 1979, which is why, of course, there's still terrorism coming out of all these countries. But in any event, in that one too, Syria. But in any event, you have this cold peace between Egypt and Israel, and but then it's kind of like playing whack-a-mole. I mean, you get peace with these people, and then these people over here, Iran pops up, same year, 1979. So these theocrats in Iran pop up. They just kind of take over that country there. For people on the political left, just kind of think of them as Christian white nationalists. Okay? So these theocrats pop up over here, and with their stated goal, wiping the black people off of the map, that is Israel over here, and the theocrats even have three funded, trained, sponsored proxies with that stated goal of wiping the black people off the map. Those being Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Houthis. Three more groups that you could kind of think of them as, more people wearing white hoods. Okay? All right. In fact, those three organizations, the only purpose for their very existence is to wipe the black, is to try to help figure out how to wipe all the black people off the map here. You know, an annihilation. Maybe just go in and, you know, use machetes, guns, I don't know, maybe a few of those lynching thingies, you know, like that. Okay. So, that's where we are today. And as of right now, at least, March 25th, 2026, the Christian white nationalists over here are still intact, as of today anyway, with their stated goal of wiping all the black people off the map here, Israel. Okay? So, there you are. The Middle East in a few minutes. From 3400, from 1400 BC, or BCE, I guess they call it now, from roughly about 1400 BC to the present, roughly about 3,400 years, Middle East history wrapped up into a few minutes. So there you are. Now, even people on the political left have a better understanding of the Middle East. Until next time, hope life is treating you well. You have a great day.